I fear not the man who has played 100 lists once, but I fear the man who has played one list 100 times. Bruce Lee. An inspirational and applicable quote to modern life. Though I'm not sure if the One-Inch Wonder was thinking of a list with 3 Lord of Skulls in it. On this channel, it's no secret that I enjoy my Lord of Skulls. That's why I have 3 of them. I mean, look at the spikes, the rigid features, and the smooth contours. Look at the muscular curvature of that torso. Thick. And so, with my love for these lovely Khorne war machines undisputed, it is a little bit of a shame that I have to confess that my most played army throughout 40K is probably either CSM or Ultramarines. Today, we are going to be changing that. For today, in this video, we are going to be playing 100 games with 3 Lords of Skulls.
You serious?
So, let's embark on this lovely journey together, the ups and downs, and, well, if we're lucky, maybe we'll learn something by the end. The first 25 games are what I kind of like to call the honeymoon phase of this experiment. Mostly it's because everything felt so fresh and new. I'd never played World Eaters up until playing this list, and so being able to mess around with Berserker Warband, play around with Blessings, it was all so fresh and cool, and being able to get access to Sustain basically whenever I wanted was awesome. We tried various different builds. Angron at one point made the cut, at one other point a Demon Prince made the cut, but by game 25, the list was roughly solidified. Okay, we are 25 games into this strange amalgamation of a journey that we've got going on. What I've settled on is 3 Lord of Skulls, all armed with the same chest gun, 2 armed with skull hurlers that do 3 damage and are great into vehicles and whatever I want them to be in, and 1 with a chaff gun that is meant to clear Space Marine bodies or anything of a lower denominator than that. The unit that by far is the greatest MVP of not only my list, but probably the entire World Eaters Codex are the Hellbrutes. If I were to build a regular World Eaters list, I'd run 3 of them. In fact, if I could run 6 of them, if I could run only Hellbrutes for my 2,000 point World Eaters list, I would. They are stupid. They are big stupid. Besides that, we have Jackals, Chaos Spawn, which effectively work as action monkeys. The Slaughterbound is there because I need a character. Yeah, we still got a lot more games to go. Fingers crossed. With the list ironed out, I began taking this list to all different forms of events. Just anything to get in the reps. Tourneys, events, house games, weekend sleepovers. These bad boys came wherever I went. I began to discover this list's best matchup. 2 damage spam melee lists. It does turn out that when you put a -1 damage strat on a T13 body, things just tend to plink off. And it's very funny. If this is what I was learning at game 25, well, I was pretty excited for what would come next. 222. Okay, let me show you guys a little bit of what I've been working on over here. As you can see in the back, this is my spreadsheet. I have recorded over the course of the last few months every single game that I have played with 3 Lord of Skulls. The idea is that I will be able to track my own progress, see how I'm doing, and then also just take a look at what matchups are good, what matchups are bad, and just try and discover certain trends, you know. Now, in the corner of our spreadsheet, we have this little sort of color-coded green-red thing. That is the win-loss. Every red is denoting a loss, and every green is denoting a win. Okay, so maybe there's a lot of red to begin here. But who knows, maybe as we continue to play, you know, maybe we can convert those reds into greens, and then you'll be able to see that improvement of skill. Yeah, you know, I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be great. This is the part of the video where we do the thing in storytelling called a tonal shift. I wasn't being super honest with you guys. The melee matchup, yes, for this list is absolutely crazy, but if I'm being honest, most other matchups weren't really that good, especially the shooting matchup. The Lord of Skulls has one very, very large weakness. It's big. It's very big. I can put this anywhere on the board, and then suddenly 8 dark lances are being pointed at his bumhole. It's crazy how big this thing is. Now, there are little things that I could do to mitigate this. For instance, this Lord of Skulls is very large at the front, but actually has a deceptively small, well, comparatively small profile in the back. So, when you want to hide this bad boy, you place it so that the rear end is facing the front. If you want to draw some silly 40K angles, you bring this guy to the front, and suddenly you have multiple different points where you can pull your tape measure from. Now, while this is all nice and dandy, ultimately, a lot of the shooting matchup just kind of boils down to how many 5-up invulns you can make. And, well, that's a whole nother story. And this is where a sort of thought began to trickle into the back of my head. This weird ticking noise began to get louder and louder until it began to form a fully fledged thought. One of the hopes that I had with this video was that I wanted to make it a sort of love letter to the meme list testing community for 40K. The idea was that the more reps that you were to put into a list, even if the list is as ridiculous as this, you would eventually get to the point of mastering said list. And that would reflect in your wins, your losses, your ability to play consistently with the list. And this is where I'm sorry to say that wasn't really happening. As I played, sure, I began to get more familiar with what the Lord of Skulls could do and how to position them, but I wasn't able to transfer that into wins. Green wasn't a thing that was seen on the spreadsheet, and I began to wonder if it was me. Was I learning anything from this experiment? Was I getting better? Was I bad?
Yo. Ready for some 40K? Hello? Hello?
Oh, yeah, man.
What the heck was that? You okay?
Yeah, dude, I'm ready for some 40K. Yeah.
Alright. You playing Lord of Skulls again?
Oh.
Hey, man. Ready for some 40K? Yo, ready for some 40K? Hello, sir. Ready for some 40K? Ready for some 40K? Ready for some 40K? Ready? Ready?
Okay.
All right.
Oh, oh.
Okay, let's finish this. We're nearing the end of our journey with these 3 lovely red tanks, and now that we've reached the last set of games, I think it's fair that I give you guys a bit of a reflection. So it turns out that playing the same list for 4 to 5 times per week for half a year is a little bit painful. I'm going to be honest, my body at roughly around the halfway point was absolutely screaming for Oath of Moment, and really just playing anything with under 4 or 5 activations was pretty rough. But complaining aside, I'm here to get this done. So I put on my big boy pants, tightened my belt, grabbed my 3 red candy corns, and proceeded to get brutally eviscerated. Sorry about that. That was a lot. Now, I do know it all sounds a little bit sort of doom and gloom, if you will, but honestly, it wasn't that bad. I tried for these last set of games to worry a little bit less about the win-loss ratio in the spreadsheet, but rather to focus more on the process and just enjoying the experience. Playing with 3 Lord of Skulls is ridiculous. Sure, you don't have activations and anti-tank will table you by turn 2, but it is very entertaining. And that just doesn't go for me, but it also goes for the opponent as well. And when we think about it like that, Warhammer 40k is ultimately a social game. I discovered over the course of this half year a ton of new people and a community that I didn't connect to initially, not even when I started this channel. And with friends comes games and playtesting. And this is where I began to notice just one, but one very small positive trend. Games were getting closer. The last tourney of this event, I went 1-2, which, if I'm honest, seems to be the average of this list. However, every game was ludicrously close. The highest point differential that I lost in was by 5 points. Now, look, it's not a lot, but look, I just want to take what I can get, you know. Scoring 40 points at the start of this project to now scoring 60 and 70 even in losing games, I mean, hey, I'll take it. It's something. But competitive viability and skew aside, the 3 Lord of Skulls list was good at one thing: making friends.
It's like that one girl from Monsters Inc. just like puked a line in front.
And as 2025 drew to a close and 2026 began, we finally hit the number that we had been waiting for. We finally hit game 100.
It's a fucking mess. Which will give me... I'm gonna get 8. This is a problem.
For the last game of this video, I wanted to finish this journey the way that it started. Just 2 guys, standing over a table with their minis. And to me, after all these games, I think that's what 40K is about. If I can't enjoy that, then, well, what's the point? But that's gonna do it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.